Hi, welcome to our channel of IGNOU Audiobooks, Indira Gandhi National Open University, School of Engineering and Technology, SOET, Bachelor of Science, Applied Science Synergy, BSc, Semester I, B001 Thermal Science, Block 1 Introduction to Thermal Science, Unit 1 Fundamental Concepts and Definitions, 1.1 Introduction, Development of mankind from primitive days to the present is associated with the ability to understand the laws of nature and by building systems which do not violate these laws. The devices and systems thus built reduce drudgery and monotony of physical labor and provide comforts of life. These systems, also known as machines and engines, convert different forms of energy into the most useful form, namely work. In addition, work needs to be transported from one place to another without much loss in transit. Thus, providing developed lifestyles to humanity essentially depends upon our ability to build efficient energy converters and also heat engines which convert inferior form of energy like heating to work at higher efficiencies. Thus, building of power plants, internal combustion engines, automotives, marine, aero and space propulsion systems, refrigerators and air conditioning systems, etc. have greatly reduced human misery and have contributed enormously to human comforts, welfare and productivity. In this endeavor, thermodynamics plays a very vital role as it is related to the laws of nature pertaining to work, heat and energy, and enables us to build and operate efficient systems. Objectives: after studying this unit, you should be able to understand what is thermodynamics, define what is energy, describe thermodynamics properties, and measure pressure and temperature to see system. 1. Point to the nature and scope of thermodynamics in general for mechanical engineers. Thermodynamics is associated with study of physical transformations undergone by compressible substances which undergo significant volume change with changes in pressure, and these substances are made to pass through different devices to cause energy conversion from the available form to the desired form. Thus, in this course, we are going to study the laws of thermodynamics and express them mathematically to apply the same to real-life systems and their subsystems. The results thus obtained enable us design and build different devices. Material design and strength considerations, manufacturing methods, etc. to build systems are not under the purview of this course. 1.2.1 What is thermodynamics? Thermodynamics is a branch of physical science related to the laws of nature pertaining to energy, work, heat and all the properties associated with them. 1.2.2 Why should we study thermodynamics? As highlighted in section 1.2, without thermodynamics it is impossible to put our ideas to shape to build systems that involve change of energy from one form to the other. 1.2.3 Utility of thermodynamics in different disciplines of engineering. Thermodynamics enables mechanical engineers to design and build energy conversion systems, subsystems and different machinery which are used in production and process. It enables chemical engineers to estimate the rate of chemical reactions, to study the pollutant formation and control, to build reactors, etc. It enables electrical and electronics engineers to calculate the irreversibility associated with different processes in their field and help them build efficient systems. 1.2.4 What is energy? Energy is generally referred to the ability to cause an effect. In thermodynamics generally, we do not consider nuclear energy and chemical energy associated with molecules. For non-reacting systems, the energy of the system could be quantified for the total mass of the system as the sum of potential energy, kinetic energy, and internal energy. The internal energy of a system depends on the molecular structure and the temperature at which it is maintained. The gas molecules can have kinetic energy in translation, rotation, and vibration. Thus, monoatomic gases have only translation, biatomic gases possess both translation and vibration, and polyatomic gases have all the three types of kinetic energy. With temperature, the molecular translational, vibrational, and rotational kinetic energy of the gases increase. Hence, in general, we say that the energy associated with molecular configuration is internal energy and it is only function of temperature. 1.2.52 Approaches to the study of thermodynamics. There are two approaches available to study thermodynamics. They are A. The classical or macroscopic thermodynamics, and B. Statistical thermodynamics. 1.2.6 Statistical thermodynamics. In statistical thermodynamics, the system under consideration is identified to be composed of number of molecules at different discrete energy levels. Using the probability theory and statistical methods, the number of equations to be solved are reduced to a manageable few. The solution of these equations enable us calculate the desired quantities. 1.2.7 Physical laws and theories. In the study of nature, different people propose different theories or hypotheses. These hypotheses needs to be verified and hence experiments are conducted to prove them. If the experimental outcomes confirm the theory or hypothesis, then they attain the status of rules. If these rules are found universal and non-violable, then they attain the exalted status of law. 1.2.8 The laws of thermodynamics. These laws of nature which govern energy conversion from one form to the other and which put restrictions on our ability to achieve these transformations are the laws of thermodynamics. Thus, we have the first law of thermodynamics, which is the law of conservation of energy, second law of thermodynamics, which places a limit on our ability convert heat to work, and third law of thermodynamics, which enable us to quantify the irreversibility. In addition, we have zeroth law, which is preceding these laws and is based on day-to-day observation. 1.2.9 Thermodynamics and thermostatics. Thermodynamics is a branch of physical science related to the laws of nature pertaining to energy, work, heat and all the properties associated with them. It enables us to perform calculations related to energy transfer for different processes and cycles. Thus, energy conversion systems like heat engines and refrigerators are designed with inputs received from thermodynamics. Thermostat is a device which ensures that temperature is maintained constant in a system. Study of thermostatics may help us to evaluate heat transfers but does not enable us build systems which convert heat into work. 1.3 The C system of units. In this course, to perform calculations we use C units. The advantage of using C units is that the proportionality constants take unit value when we calculate force from the product of mass and acceleration and convert heat from work units. Also, like MKS units, here the multiples of 10 are used to quantify the dimensions. 1.3.1 A review of units. The basic measurable quantities are the mass, length and time. The units for mass, length and time are kg, kilogram, m, meter and s, second, respectively. Accordingly, the derived units for force, F is equal to m. A is N, Newton, pressure, force area, is Pa, Nm2, volume is m3, specific volume is m3 kg. And energy is kJ or Knm. 1.3. To the C units. The system of units presently used in most countries of the world is C units, from Les Systèmes International d. Unit S. In this system, the second, meter, and kilogram are the basic units for time, length and mass respectively. The unit of force is defined directly from Newton's second law. It may be noted that C units derived from proper nouns use capital letters for symbols and for others use lowercase letters. However, the symbol for the quantity liter, L, is an exception. 1.3.3 Base and derived units of the C units. Following are the C units for various fundamental and derived units: mass, kg, length, m, time, s, area, m2, volume, m3, velocity, ms, acceleration, ms2, force, n, pressure, Pa, specific volume, m3 kg, density, kg m3, temperature, core K, energy, heat or work, J or Nm, and power, W or Js or Nms, dot, 1.3.4 multiple and submultiples. In C units, the multiples for various fundamental and derived units are nano, N, 10 9, micro, 10 6, milli, M, 10 3, centi, C, 10 2, and kilo, K, 103, mega, M, 106, giga, G, 109, and tera, T, 1012, dot, 1.3.5 definitions of some base units over the period. The General Conference of Weights and Measures, CGPM, gives improved and widely accepted definitions for different base units. At present, the accepted definitions for the base units are as follows. A. Second is the time required for a beam of cesium-133 atoms to resonate 9 190 to 631 770 cycles in a cesium resonator. B. The meter is the length of path traveled by light in vacuum during the interval of 1/299 790 to 458 of a second. C. Kilogram is the mass of a cetane platinum iridium cylinder maintained under prescribed conditions at the International Bureau of Weights and Measures. In addition, in thermodynamics we use extensively the unit mole, which is defined as an amount of substance containing as many elementary entities as there are in atoms in 0.012 kg of carbon-12. The elementary entities may be atoms or molecules. Themol is often indicated as gram-mole, since it is an amount of substance in grams numerically equal to the molecular weight. 1.4 Fundamental concepts and definitions. The study of thermodynamics is facilitated by certain basic concepts to identify the matter under consideration for study. Also, as a science, thermodynamics involves different terms which are repeatedly used, and hence thorough understanding of the same is essential. 1.4.1 System, surroundings and the boundary. System is a quantity of matter of fixed mass and identity upon which attention is focused for study. It follows from this that to define a system the mass should remain constant and it should have a specific identity. For example, air and 10 kilograms water are systems. Surroundings, all the matter other than the system constitutes the surrounding. Thus, in the example given for system shown in figure 1.1, if the matter were enclosed in a cylinder piston arrangement, then the molecules of air or water alone constitute the system. The walls of the cylinder, the piston, the ambient, etc. all constitute the surroundings. To identify the system from the surrounding, we draw a fictitious surface separating the system and surroundings, and this is known as system boundary. This system boundary may be fixed or movable, but it always encloses all the molecules pertinent to the system. Thus, the mass of a system is fixed even though its volume or system boundary may change due to energy interaction between the system and surrounding. The change in system boundary results in work transfer. The system and surrounding together constitute the universe. 1.4.2 Control volume. An open system is one in which we observe the transfer of mass as well as energy across the boundary. However, it is desirable to refer the same as control volume as there is mass transfer across the boundary. The control volume is having a fixed volume enclosed by an imaginary surface known as control surface. 1.4.3 Comparison between system and control volume. Similarities. A. Both are defined by careful in description of their boundaries. B. Both concepts are useful in permitting the interactions at the boundaries to be related to the changes occurring within them. Differences. A. A system denotes a prescribed collection of matter while a control volume denotes a particular region of space. B. The system boundary may, and usually does, changes shape, position and orientation relative to the observer. The control volume boundary does not, by definition. C. Matter may, and usually does, flow across the control volume boundary. Material does not cross a system boundary. By definition, in view of the above comparison, some tests on thermodynamics designate the control volume as an open system, while the system is termed a closed system. In this course, we will use the terms system and control volume in preference to closed and open systems. 1.4.4 Isolated system. An isolated system is not at all influenced by the surroundings. The system does not have any energy interactions with the surrounding. 1.4.5 State of a system is defined by clearly identifiable unique thermodynamic characteristics, known as properties. As long as the system is not influenced by the surrounding, the state remains the same. Thus, for a given state, the properties remain fixed. 1.4.6 Thermodynamic properties. Any thermodynamic characteristic which could be perceived by our senses and measured using instruments is known as property. The property of a system only depends on the state and not on the previous history of the system. Thus, if we have 1 kilogram of water in a cylinder piston arrangement at 1 bar and 20 C, then the pressure of 1 bar and temperature 20 C are the properties of the system at the given state. In addition, we can measure the diameter of the cylinder and height occupied by the water to get the volume, which is also property. 1.4.7 Classification of properties. The properties are classified as intensive and extensive. An intensive property does not depend upon mass of the system, for example, pressure and temperature. The extensive property directly depends upon the mass of the system, for example, volume, energy, etc. An extensive property per unit mass becomes an intensive property. For example, volume per unit mass is specific volume, m3 kg, and is independent of the mass of the system. 1.4.8 Thermodynamic equilibrium. A system is said to be in thermodynamic equilibrium when we observe within the system a. Mechanical equilibrium, b. Thermal equilibrium, and c. Chemical equilibrium. Absence of pressure differences between any 2 points in the system indicate mechanical equilibrium. Absence of temperature differences between any 2 points in the system indicate thermal equilibrium. If there is no spontaneous chemical reaction or phase change, then chemical equilibrium is said to exist. Thus, for a system to be in thermodynamic equilibrium, all the 3 equilibrium conditions need to be fulfilled. A system in such thermodynamic equilibrium is said to exist in a state where all its properties are fully defined. Any state that we refer in thermodynamics refer to such equilibrium state only. 1.4.9 Process, path. Whenever one or more properties of a system change, a change of state occurs. If a system from a given initial state passes through a series of changes of state till the final state is reached, then path of succession of states through which the system moves to reach the final state is referred to as a process. If the weight placed on the cylinder piston is suddenly removed, the volume changes rapidly takes place and we are not in a position to identify the variation in between states for the expansion process. Such process is referred to as non-quasi-static process. It is also referred to as irreversible process. Instead of a single large mass, let us replace the weight on the piston by strips of plates of metal as shown in figure 1.3. If we remove slowly one after the other these elementary weights from the initial state, then we move the system through different states whichever ways closer to equilibrium, and even if the process is taking place rapidly, the deviation from thermodynamic equilibrium for all states present in the path is infinitesimal. Such process is referred to as quasi-static process. Only quasi-static processes are considered for thermodynamic analysis in this course. Real-life engineering process can be easily when a process takes place with one of the property remaining constant. Such a process is prefixed with the term iso followed by the property. For example, isothermal process takes place such that the temperature remains constant during the process. A constant pressure process is referred to isobaric process. Likewise, constant volume process is referred to as isochoric process. 1st April 2010 cycle. If a system from a given initial state passes through different process and finally reaches the same initial state after conclusion of all processes, then the system has undergone a cycle. We mean by the word cycle that all processes in between the initial state and final state of the cycle are reversible. Even if one of the processes happen to be irreversible, then the event has to be referred to as irreversible cycle. Many engineering applications involve irreversible cycles having cyclic events. For example, in internal combustion engines, the four events which cyclically take place are suction, compression, power, and exhaust. However, this cycle does not have all processes to be reversible. Hence, an engine operation cannot fit into the definition of a thermodynamic cycle. Still, by making suitable assumptions, all the real processes may be approximated by quasi-static processes and the cycle could be analyzed. Work and heat. Work and heat are forms of energy in transition. Systems at a given equilibrium state possess neither work nor heat. Only when the system undergoes change of state or a process, either or both of them manifest at the boundary. In general, we say that work is done if a force is exerted through a displacement, with the displacement in the direction of the applied force. However, in many thermodynamic systems, it is rather difficult to identify the same, as compressible substances undergo volume changes and determination of the force and its direction is a complex one. Hence, in thermodynamics, work is said to be done by a system if the sole effect of the system on the surrounding is the raise of a weight. In any thermodynamic system, if we could make suitable modifications to observe that the only effect of the system on the surrounding is the raise of weight, then we conclude that work is involved in the process. Let us consider a battery-driven fan, and as shown in figure 1.4, if we are asked to find out the rotation of the fan blades constitute work, then it is difficult to give a definite answer. Now let us replace the fan with a pulley and string wound over it, with a weight attached at the end as shown in figure 1.5. We now find that the only effect of the system on the surrounding is the raise of weight and conclude, engineering that work is delivered by the system. If we slightly modify the system boundary as shown in figure 1.6, it is observed that in addition to the raise of weight, other basic thermal effects like heating of the windings of the motor, frictional effects at the bearing, etc. are involved. However, if these effects are made negligible by better design of motor, then it could be concluded that the only effect of the battery on the surrounding is raise of weight. Thus, it is seen that transfer of electrical energy across the system boundary constitutes work transfer. Work done by a system during a quasi-static process, refer to figure 1.7. A cylinder piston arrangement contains a gas at a given equilibrium conditions. The mass of the piston and the strips of weights placed over it together exert a downward force which is resisted by the fluid over the area of the piston. Thus, the pressure of the system is the downward force per unit area of the piston. Suppose we remove a strip of mass weight m, then there is a change of state caused which results in a slight drop in the pressure and length of the system increases by an amount dl. We observe that the boundary of the system moves upwards through dl, contributing to elemental work on the surrounding, namely delta W. The elemental work delta W is equal to force times elemental displacement is equal to P. A times dl is equal to P. A times dl is equal to P. dV, his elemental work P. dV is a path function or an exact differential. The work associated with a process between state 1 and state 2 can be computed by integrating this elemental work, as shown in figure 1.8. The amount of work, denoted by the area below the curve on the PV plane, depends not only on the properties at initial 1 and final 2 states but also on the path chosen to move from 1 to 2. Thus, to evaluate the integral, not only the limits of integration needs to be known but also the path, the relationship connecting the dependent variable p with the independent variable v. However, properties are exact differentials or point functions. For example, let us consider the change in volume during a process. This change in volume is independent of the process and depends only on initial and final values V1, V2. Similarly, it can be shown that for any reversible polytropic process given by th law, PVN is equal to C, when the index n takes the value gamma, ratio of the specific heats, Cp quente, process, PV gamma is equal to C, is known as reversible and adiabatic process. The work done for this process is given by, if the pressure is expressed in kPa and the volume in m3, then the unit for work is kJ and the work done per kg of working fluid is given by kJ/kg. However, if a process takes place in non-quasi-static manner, then the work associated with such a process is zero. To calculate work associated with a process, we should clearly identify the system from the surrounding and also know a. Initial and final states, and b. The path undergone by the system. The following sign convention is adopted to identify the nature of work done by a system on the surrounding is V, work done on the system by the surrounding is V. It is many times found desirable to perform work done calculations on unit mass basis W12 kJ/kg, and in the end, when the total value W12 kJ is needed, multiply the same by the mass m, i.e. W12 is equal to m. W12 heat. Heat is also a form of energy transfer between a system and its surrounding. But heat always spontaneously flow from a body of higher temperature to that at lower temperature. This energy transfer also takes place through the boundary between the system and surrounding. Thus, it is a boundary phenomenon and an exact differential or path function. Like work, to determine the heat transfer, in addition to initial and final states, the process undergone by the system, path, should be known. As heat is an energy quantity, it has the same units as that of work, namely kJ, and for a process it is denoted as Q12. On unit mass basis, the heat transfer is expressed as kJ/kg. Also, the following sign convention is used in referring to heat transfer between a system and its surrounding. Heat added to a system from the surrounding is V. Heat removed from a system by surrounding is V. Specific heat. The quantity of heat, energy, needed to raise the temperature of unit mass of the substance by unit temperature difference is known as specific heat. For fluids, heat addition can take place either in the constant volume mode or in the constant pressure mode. Accordingly, we have constant volume specific heat denoted as Cv and the constant pressure specific heat referred to as Cp. The unit for specific heats are kJ/kg/K. For an ideal gas, the internal energy is only a function of temperature, and it can be shown that Cv, being the function of internal energy, is a function of temperature only. Similarly, Cp is also a function of temperature only. For ideal gases, it can be shown that Cv is equal to R and that the characteristic gas constant also is a function of temperature. In addition, the ratio of specific heats Cv, referred by the symbol gamma, is also a function of temperature only. However, in most of the engineering problems, in the absence of any specific information about temperature dependence, we treat R, Cp, Cv and gamma as constants. Accordingly, for air, the values taken are 0.287 kJ/kg/K, 1.005 kJ/kg/K, 0.718 kJ/kg/K and 1.4, respectively. Scope of study: 1 VTC PVC or is equal to alpha In this course, our focus is on systems and flow devices to calculate the heat and work transfers and determine the efficiency with which they are accomplished. Hence, simple compressible substances form the working fluids for these systems. These substances show very large variation in volume for a given change in pressure, and hence they can cause large system boundary changes and deliver work. Also, macroscopic or classical approach is followed in the study of thermodynamics. In this approach, the matter is treated as continuous, the number of molecules in a given volume are very large and the system dimensions are very VTPCC, or is equal to alpha, large compared to the mean free path of molecules. As heat engines are extensively used in the conversion of heat to work, these devices need to be built with certain cyclical processes which in turn will receive heat and convert the same into work. However, the work will be readily available only with large changes in the system boundary. Accordingly, the compressible substances, namely gases and liquid vapor, are employed for energy conversion in heat engines. 1st April 2011 Equations of state. The study of properties of the compressible substances is facilitated by the following well-known gas laws. Boyle's law: for a system at constant temperature, the volume of a given mass of gas is inversely proportional to its absolute pressure. Charles' law: for a system at constant pressure, the volume of given mass of gas is directly proportional to its absolute temperature. An ideal gas is one which has no intermolecular forces of attraction andhasthe, dimensions closer zero value. Most of the real gases like oxygen, nitrogen, argon, etc., and their mixtures may be approximated as ideal gases at low densities. Low densities are observed only at very low pressures and moderate temperatures in that. Very high temperatures and at low pressures. 1st April 2012 Mass, force and weight. Mass is the quantity of substance present in a system and expressed in kg. Force is the product of mass and acceleration as given by Newton's second law. Accordingly, force is equal to mass times acceleration, F is equal to m, kg, times A, ms2, and 1 kg. 1 ms2 is referred as 1 n, Newton. Weight for a given mass is the product of mass and gravitational acceleration. Thus, W, n, is equal to m, kg, times g, 9.81 ms2. Thus, for a given mass, its weight, W, is the force quantity expressed in multiplied by 9.81. 1st April 2013 Pressure and its measurement. Pressure is the normal component of force per unit area. Thus, if F, N, is the force exerted by a fluid over a projected area of A, m2, then the intensity of pressure is, in C units, 1 nm2 is equal to 1 Pascal. Since Pa is a very small quantity, in many engineering problems we refer to pressure as kPa and mPa, which are 103 and 106 times Pa. It is customary to relate the pressure related to atmospheric pressure. Accordingly, 1 atm is equal to 1.03 bar is equal to 1.03 by 105 pascals is equal to 0.103 mPa is equal to 103 kPa. Whenever we refer to pressure in bar and it refers to 100 kPa or 0.1 mPa. In a fluid, the pressure is nothing but the force, due to rate of change of momentum of certain no of atoms or molecules, divided by the area over which this force is calculated. At lower pressures, we have very few molecules in the system. Zero pressure thus implies that no molecules are present at the given state, which means absolute vacuum. However, the pressure gauges normally used by us show zero value when exposed to atmospheric pressure. Therefore, the actual system pressure or absolute pressure is nothing but the gauge pressure plus the atmospheric pressure. ABS. Pressure is equal to gauge pressure atm. Pressure. Even if we use a vacuum gauge which shows the values as V pressure with reference to the atmospheric pressure, to get the absolute pressure, the above expression holds good. In all thermodynamic calculations, we should use only the system pressure or absolute pressure. 1st April 2014 temperature and its measurement. Temperature is an intensive property of a system. Even though we are familiar with this property, a precise definition of the same is difficult. We can relate the hotness or coldness of substances by our sensory perception. However, our senses are not reliable enough to indicate the true conditions of the systems. Hence, we use a reference system known as the thermometer to identify the equality of temperature between it and the system and assign unique value for that state as a given temperature. We say that equality of temperature exists between two systems if there is no change in observable characteristics of the system when they are in thermal communication. The measurement of temperature is facilitated by the zeroth law of thermodynamics, which is stated as follows. If two systems A and B have equality of temperature with each other, and then if system B is having equality of temperature with a third system C, then we say that equality of temperature exists between systems A and C. Thus, if we consider a mercury in capillary glass tube as a system B in contact with a system A, and after sufficient time we find that the level of the mercury column remains constant, then we say that equality of temperature exists between them. Now, if the same mercury in capillary glass tube system B is made to thermally communicate with a different system C, and after some time we find the level of mercury column is exactly the same and invariant as in the previous case, we conclude that the two different systems A and C are at the same temperature. If a numerical value is assigned to the level of the mercury column, then that value is known as the temperature at which the two systems exist. Thus, if we use ice point and steam point as the reference states at sea level conditions, then for the height of mercury column different values can be assigned. Accordingly, in Celsius scale, these points are given values of 0 degrees Celsius and 100 degrees Celsius, respectively. In Fahrenheit scale, the corresponding values assigned are 32 degrees Fahrenheit and 212 degrees Fahrenheit. The temperature thus measured is somewhat influenced by the reference system's characteristics, and a temperature scale which is independent of the working substance is possible, and such a scale is known as thermodynamic temperature scale or absolute scale. However, it is very difficult to measure the temperature in this scale, and hence a practical scale known as Kelvin scale of system temperature K measurement is followed. And it is related to the Celsius temperature scale, TC, by a simple relation given as follows. In all thermodynamic calculations, the temperature should be expressed in Kelvin scalianly. 1.5 Summary. In this unit, we have studied about nature and scope of thermodynamics, the C system of units and thermodynamic properties, etc. Definitions of law of thermodynamics also given in this unit. Thank you for watching. We will see you in the next video with next chapter.